The NTSB is back on the scene at Bradley Airport, continuing their investigation into the cause of Wednesday's deadly plane crash. As we told you live at 5 today, investigators are taking pictures and removing parts of the wreckage to be examined closely at another location. The crash kills 7 of the 13 people on board the plane. New at 6 tonight, we're hearing from a Rhode Island man who toured that same plane when it was here in Rhode Island. Eyewitness News reporter Erica Ritchie joins us now with the new details.
The plane that went down in Connecticut was here in Quonset just a few weeks earlier. This photo shared with us by Ron Barnes, who toured that very plane while it was here, though he did tell me he thought about a ride. Ron Barnes watched the B-17 start up at Cranston and land.
And I was thinking, yeah, I'd love to take a ride on it.
But Ron chose to simply tour the military plane during his visit on September 11th. He simply wanted to connect with his past.
The first thing I did was just touch the side of it to see what it felt like.
He wanted to know what it would have been like to be a fighter pilot in World War II, because that's what his dad was.
That's where my dad sat. That's the radio position.
Whoa.
So obviously I sat there and took a picture.
Ron showed me the pictures he took while we talked at his Cranston home Friday. But I first met Ron last Veterans Day as he shared his father's heroic survival as a prisoner of war. Staff Sergeant Raymond Barnes' plane was shot down by the Germans in 1943. He became one of 3 survivors after he ejected from the plane before it hit the ground. This is a picture of his B-17 after the crash, an image that flashed in Ron's mind when he saw this wreckage at Bradley Airport in Connecticut Wednesday, the same plane he had just walked on in Quonset just 2 weeks earlier. But it wasn't his own luck on his mind when news of the crash broke.
It made me think more of, wow, these guys, every time they went up was probably a potential risk to be flying in one of these.
He was thinking of the veterans and the victims.
People can't be replaced, and it's just a terrible tragedy from that standpoint.
And Ron tells me this week's crash doesn't take away his desire to one day fly in a bomber just like this, just like his dad did. In the newsroom, Erica Ritchie, Eyewitness News.